One of the reasons I built this test bench for power steering pumps is to find little problems like this. This is a right-hand drive box, and a chap's bought it off me because I was missing the pipe that goes round the back here. I was missing that bit. Anyway, I'm letting him having it for a good deal, but I resealed it. But it's developed a leak here. Now, if you can remember, a little while ago, we had one that was leaking whilst it was static. It was a real unusual one. But anyway, I'm going to fire up the machine and we're going to look what happens here, because I should explain how these sort of work a little bit. So you've got two chambers in effect. You've got a big piston in here. There's a piston in here, moves backwards and forwards on a rack. Not in a rack, but on a rack. Pressure can be diverted through that pipe at the back to this side, or inside the chamber to this side. So you've got a piston going like this, which moves the rack, which moves the steering. So in effect, you've got pressure on this nut here and this piece here, but also inside the main body. And that's why the seals leak at the bottom. There's pressure inside. That's why it's a hydraulic seal, just not a regular seal. Anyway, that said, what I'm trying to say is that we get pressure into this cover here, and we're going to fire up now and have a look and see where it's leaked. So watch out for the noise. He is. So that side's okay. That's 1,000 pound pressure. Right, let's have a look at this side. We're going the opposite way now. Anyway, it is weeping, and I don't like that. Well, you can start to see now where it's weeping out, look. So I'm going to replace that seal. It's an easy one to get out. It's just 4 bolts and take this nut off here. But first of all, before I do that, I'm going to set this so it's in its central position, because this is where you adjust that nut, and if you adjust it wrong, it'll go all over the bloody place. And it feels really nice. You know, this is a really nice box. But like I say, it's right-hand drive, nobody wants them. So let's get that in the centre, and then we'll take the cover off. Well, there you go, look. When it went in, it's torn the seal. Isn't that funny, eh? So it's a good job we looked at it. It all was greased up, but for some reason it tore the seal. Well. Well, we'll put another seal on, we'll test it again. I can see why it cut now. There is little or no chamfer on here. Now, like I said, this is an old right-hand drive box, but that is just square on there. What am I supposed to do with that? Well, I think what I'll do is I'll drain as much oil out as I can, and I'll use my siphon that oil out, fill this full of paper, and see if I can just use a scraper to scrape that shut. It's like a razor, honestly. I think it was made by Bic. Yeah, let's do that. I've got about 3 layers of paper in here. I took the oil right down to around here. Put layered paper on it. And what we're doing is just scraping a bit, run it around with your thumb, feel if there's a sharp edge. And continue to, I don't want to take it all to bits just to do that. Too bad. I don't really do many of these early boxes. I don't see that many, and I just assumed it had a chamfer like the later ones. assumption is the mother of all F-ups, isn't it? Right. And the boxes for these steering boxes now are getting outrageously priced. I've got a customer who's sending me a TDCI box that's leaking, and I think they wanted, was it £4,000 for a steering box? Now I said to him, none of the numbers seem to compute. You know, it's a different part number, but the steering box kit apparently is the same. Now don't fit those cheapy steering box kits because they're absolute crap, they're not worth it. I mentioned it to you once before. You said, what's the problem with them? Here. The nut here has got a seal in it, it's a tapered seal. If you get a Britpart kit, it just comes with a regular nylock nut and they won't seal. You know, because in the cone here, in the top, you can see in here there's a cone. Well, if you just put a nylock into that, it's got nowhere to seal. It's on the very extremities. That's not good. And of course here in Canada, trying to get a used one, what a gamble that is. Probably just as bad as the one you took out. Right, so we'll take a couple of layers of this out. And you can see where the dirt's kept in the paper. Now we'll take the other seal out, but we'll first of all we'll go down a little bit deeper and clean that ring out. Make sure that there's no dirty poos in there. Right, so this time I'm observing with a little light to see if this seal is going to go down square. Which way does that go? It goes that way, doesn't it? That's better. That's a lot better. And also I'm going to tighten down the cover evenly. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a right hand drive and I've only got left hand drive steering joints, but I've got this in the centre position, so you turn this all the way around to one lock, all the way around to the other lock, count how many turns. I think it's 3 3/4. Then put this in the middle, and then to adjust this top nut here, the bolt, we want to take this so there's no, take out that bit of backlash. There's just a little bit of backlash there, so take that out by winding this down. Don't want it too tight. There. Now with a bit of luck we can put the nut back on, if we can get it started again. These are tricky because the nylon grips around the thread. Now we want to keep that in that position, that Allen key. And then tighten this down. Right, now it's only a matter of bleeding this out, and we can see what it's like now. This brake cleaner is absolutely useless, but I think we've solved that leak. That's on full lock. Turn it the other way. One quick. So there you go, a leaky seal. Yeah, it's just a shame, isn't it, really, that we're you know, like I say, if you sent that out, then you'd come back again, wouldn't it? I mean, it's so easy to miss those things. But that, like I said, this is a very early box, because this has got the bronze bushings in, not needle rollers. They're a bit different, so maybe they've upgraded them, I'm not sure. But anyway, now we can take that off, and using our useless brake cleaner, we can give it a quick coat of paint, and everything should be fine. See ya.